I still make a video on that one. I'm going to upload. The camera's had it, phone's had it, everything there. Right. Website address sold very recently. I'm not really sure exactly when it sold, but it sold very recently. It may have been the last day or so. But, so you won't. If a website address sells for £1 million, you won't see it in the paper. Website address sells for £1 million. NFT sells for £1 million. They'll put in the painting sells for 50 million. They'll put in the paper. A Ferrari sells for over £1 million. In the paper. Right? Website address sells for. That's why I make these videos, right? If you're into domain names, you know exactly which domain name is sold. I'm not saying which domain name, but the name of the domain. Right? But it's a 5-letter.com, right? Ultra premium. And I would put it in the same category as voice.com, which voice.com sold for $30 million. And I think that if the same if the previous owner of voice.com negotiated, had that person, because they own quite a few decent oneword.com, had they have negotiated that, this would not have sold for less than 10-15 million. It wouldn't have. They sold a 5-letter.com for 30 million. Right? This would not have sold for less than that sort of money. The price has not been disclosed. Right? It's probably I don't know. There's a lot of crypto money in the market. There's a lot of Bitcoin money in the market. There's a lot of domain name money in the market that was sold for millions. What would it have gone for? I can't see this. I say this. I'm just guessing because the price has not been made public. It's over $1 million. Let's just say it's over £1 million. It will not. Domain name brokers will not sell a 5-letter peach of a proper peach worldly of a .com. Domain name brokers who understand .com values will not have sold a 5-letter .com of this magnitude for less than 3 million, 4 million. It's gone for millions of pounds. Right? Plural. I think it's gone for millions. Plural. It's just too big. It's just too big a word in the current climate of the internet. It's the .com gives the authority of the word, yeah, and it is the word. It's global, right, yeah. I can't see it. I can't see this domain name that has sold recently. Well, there's 3 or 4 brokers that would not have sold this domain for less than 10 million. Wouldn't have even entertained offers of less than 10 million. If you know the domain name industry, you know what the sort of broker I'm on about. One of the world's best brokers would not have sold this for less than 5-10 million. Minimum. And one of the world's best investors was sold OneWords for in excess of 10 million. Previously, years ago. So the value now. This is up there. Well, I'm just guessing. The price has not been. I can't tell you the price because the price has not been made known. So I'm just actually guessing, based on what you only got to look at most expensive domain names in Google. Just type it in Google. Most expensive website addresses or domain names, yeah, in Google. And there's about 10, and the top 10 have sold for more than 10 million. I think about 8, 9, 10 million. Right? Top 10. Right? And that's going back a few years. This is proper premium in 2022. I can't see how this has not sold for $5 million to $10 million. I can't. There's enough people that will pay that because it owns the category, and because of the category that it is, there's enough people that want to own this category. Lots of people that want to own this category because not so much for the domain name, it's the redirect from the domain name is a 5-letter word that people will type in traffic into Google. It would make millions on ad dollars if it was ever made on ad dollars affiliate links. Right? But I think the person that's wanted it, that wants this, wants it for the redirect, because people think of this word. I'm not going to say the word because the industry, the category. I'm not going to say the word. Right? But it's a proper premium, it's proper worldly. Right? Yeah? 5letter.com. And some people think if a person thinks of this word, they think of this word. If this website address gets redirected, it can get redirected to half a dozen different ways. Yeah? It's almost like the battle of the internet for this particular word. That's how big it is. And I don't think it's the redirect they want. They want to redirect the typing traffic. I'll give you an example of something similar. Right? Facebook is Facebook, right? Facebook.com, right? But FB could have been anything. FB could have been absolutely anything. What does FB mean? It could have been a lot of things. The reason why people associate FB with Facebook is because Facebook paid $8.5 million back in the day to buy the website address fb.com. Allegedly, the price is allegedly, but you look into expensive website addresses and it appears as that price. So I'm assuming that price is correct, and it is because Facebook pays top money for domain names, millions of pounds for domain names. So FB means Facebook purely because Facebook bought fb.com. Now this 5letter.com means just this 5letter.com. Well, anyone in the world will be able to spell this website address easily. Yeah? Passes the radio test or whatever. Yeah? .com authoritative, global, huge amount of people that will want to buy it for big money. I can't see it. It cannot possibly have gone for less than 5 to 10 million. It can't. Based on, if you look at the most expensive website addresses in Google, and you put this there, if you would see the list, and without the prices, and you put this in order of importance, this domain would actually be in the top 3 or 4, right? Which would mean it would be up there near 20. It's up there, right? On a global scale, right? Anybody from any language knows this word. Right? Doesn't matter what language they speak, they know this word. That's how big. So you effectively own that particular sector, and it's a huge global sector, right? I'm waffling because it's a huge domain name, and we're in a brand new year, 2022, January 2022. It's also the year. We're in the same month, January 2022, when GoDaddy has a global domain name auction, which means there'll be global buyers already either liquidating funds prepared to bid for big domain names. We've got blockchain domain names probably going to go into auction this month. We've got a CEDO auction, which is 2-letter auction, which could have a 2letter.com, and that'll go for a 2letter.com will go for $1 million. This is website addresses. If you don't understand website addresses, I understand that, but you've only got just Google it. There's that much information on expensive website addresses selling for millions of pounds. There's loads of them. In the last year, 100 website addresses sold for more than £82,000 each. This is website addresses in 2022. You don't have to understand it, but this is just, if you're a domain name investor, you know this. But this word is a proper peach for inner.com. And it will cause. I can see this domain name that's just sold, 5letter.com. Well, it causes wars. Right? Even now you know what I'm on about. I can't see how it hasn't gone well in excess of £5 million. But the price has not been known yet, and nor is the buyer. But the buyer will be known, because all you've got to do is type it in, find out which word it is. So there's a website address, 5letter.com has been sold in the first 2 weeks of January 2022, assumingly. And how much does it sell for? And someone will actually have a price or whatever, or the buyer, or just find the word, and you click on the word, and it'll tell you where it goes to. but I think it's